Okay, welcome to another video. Today's video is a brief introduction on the effects of imperialism. It was causes last time, so here's the effects. So today, once again, you're going to make a graphic organizer with 3 columns. You want to divide those 3 columns into taking notes on political effects, economic effects, and social effects. So starting off with social effects, you have the issue of poverty and disease that increase under imperialism. But on a positive note, there are some developments. Education as far as new schools being set up, and health as far as the construction of hospitals, of introducing new medicines to the colonized people. Right? Poverty was a result of a dependent economy, which we'll talk a little bit in class about to clarify, and also disease if you aren't immune to certain diseases that can happen as well. Some political effects. Some European alliances were created as they conquered other lands so that they wouldn't create wars amongst themselves in the process. And this is actually going to be a cause of World War I, you'll see later. Ineffective governments. If we haven't discussed in class the difference between direct and indirect control, ask me and I'll go over that. And also paternalism, the idea that the governments are now dependent on the Europeans. Pater being a Latin word meaning father. Economic effects, some were negative and some were positive. There was an increased concern with building the infrastructure of the colony, meaning building roads and bridges and communications. Often it was so that they could remove raw materials more easily and with better communication. The mercantilist relationship continued. We discussed mercantilism in a previous unit. And also environmental devastation as they tore down forests for roads or leaked pollution with their factories or things into rivers. If anyone can tell me, the first person in next class, who this actor is and what character he's portraying here, you just might get extra credit. You just might. Now here's some random facts also about effects. You should add this to the columns as well. The creation of steamboats from the Industrial Revolution helped Europeans get further into the interior of areas, specifically think the interior of Africa. And as they developed quinine, that's Quinine, that made many of them immune to things in those lands such as malaria, which they could get from mosquitoes. And also as they developed things like the Maxim gun that helped them protect these areas. So between 1875 and 1902, Europeans took up 90% of Africa. The only remaining independent states were of Ethiopia and Liberia. And by between 1810 and 1900, a very small group of European states colonized 1/4 of all of the world's land. So you see, that's definitely a political effect. Some social effects and also an economic effect as well is David Livingstone, who we'll also talk more about. He was a Scottish missionary who was alive between 1813 and 1873, and he helped put an end to the slave trade by seeing what went on there and trying to increase abolitionism. The password today is Philadelphia. I'll be there running the half marathon this weekend, so if you ask me about it, that'd be fun. See you next class where we'll continue more about the effects with